my heart almost up in my throat because I just couldn't believe that he could make the moves that he did. But that's the difference between me. I'm the announcer and he's the driver, and the twain shall never meet, Larry.
That's right. That's all. We're up here running our big jaws, and they're down there twisting the wheel, turning left, and mashing the gas pedal or the throttle. Alcohol-burning cars. What an outstanding show, and they'll be back. They're going to run a B main for these cars and also a feature race for these cars a little bit later on. Well, a little bit of change in the format from our usual schedule here at Holland Speedway, because right now we're going to move right into the qualifying heat for the Winston Racing Series late model Pro Stocks. So no break in the action at this point in time. We're rolling right into the qualifying event for the late models, and that is the next scheduled event. Now, we told you the top 6 qualifiers in qualifying. I see Rick Wiley coming across. There's Art Clark coming over. Those 6, Dave Heighthouse, those 6 drivers are coming over. They'll sign autographs back in the Busch Gardens, back by the beer stand. And sometime while they are over here, there will be a drawing among these 6 drivers who have already gained starting positions 1 through 6 in our Budweiser 100 tonight. They'll draw to see who starts 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. That drawing will take place in the Busch Gardens right back by our beer stand. So excellent time as soon as the heats are over to go out there and meet your drivers that are headed over here right now. An opportunity to get autographs, talk with the drivers. They'll have the drawing for the starting positions in the Budweiser 100, while the rest of their fellow competitors are out here in their qualifying heats to determine the remaining positions from starting with 7th on back. And where on earth did Gary Schwab get that hat? That is a beauty. Okay, there's Rick Wiley, there's Joe Engelfinger, Dave Heighthouse coming up the steps. There's Gary Schwab, Rodney Art Clark, well, as the Ron Corbo Oldsmobile swings in action here on the turn number 3, the remaining portion of the late model field pulls into formation as we get ready for the first of their 3 qualifying events. On the pole, it's going to be car number 79 from West Valley, Tim Weaver. On the outside of the front row, car number 01, John Barber. Second row on the inside, car number 10, Mike Feeblecorn. On the outside, it's car number 11, Pete Sisti. In the 22, it's Mike Stahl. Car number 6, it's Vern Bliss, a rookie in this division. Car number 50, pulling into his starting position, Danny Kuhnman from Fairport, and car number 18, Denny Newrider from East Concord. Heat number 1 for the NASCAR Late Model Pro Stock Division about to get underway. 79, Tim Weaver on the pole, John Barber on the outside, car number 01. The 10 of Mike Feeblecorn on the inside of row number 2. Pete Sisti on the outside, car number 11. Mike Stahl in 22. Number 6, Vern Bliss. Number 50, Danny Kuhnman, and number 18, Denny Newrider. This is your first qualifying heat for the NASCAR Division Late Model Pro Stocks. 10 laps the scheduled distance in this event. The winner of this event will start 7th. The top 6 will be having a drawing right down in the Busch Gardens momentarily to determine who will start 1 through 6. The 7th place starter will be determined in this event. About to unfold as they head out of that 4th turn onto the main straightaway. The green flag is out and they head for turn number 1 and 2. Tim Weaver leads the pack into turn number 1 and 2. John Barber up on the outside in 0-1, and here comes the number 10 of Mike Feeblecorn. And the 22 of Stahl spins and goes into the infield. Waiting to see, and the caution is out. Caution flag on the field as Mike Stahl loses the handle in car number 22 and slides it on the inside of the back straightaway. During this brief pause in the action, a reminder, the 4-Score Fan Club raffle tickets are on sale. Single tickets $1 a piece, 3 tickets for only $2, and 10 tickets for $5. 10 tickets at a time for $5, and the salespeople in the blue, white, and red uniforms are working their way through the spectator area with those tickets on sale at this time. the cars to be relined here on the main straightaway. We do not go back a lap on a caution flag here at Holland Speedway. You first-time visitors here at a lot of tracks, they go back a lap on the restart. They go back to the last completed lap the way the cars were running. We do not do that here at Holland Speedway. We set them the way they were running when the caution came out. Any car involved in the caution goes to the back of the field. Indication on the backstretch there was debris out there. One of our safety workers hustled out there and got that off, and however the field had been shown yellow, so they will come by again to get the white flag. Tim Weaver jumped out to an early lead with car number 79. He had John Barber right there with him in the 0 run, and right behind him was the number 10 of Mike Feeblecorn. Once again, the lights go off on the Ron Corbo Oldsmobile pace car. White flag is shown to the field. A giant hot air balloon rises over the parking lot of Holland International Speedway. We're going to have some skydivers in here tonight also, they told us, and the Mighty Taco Skydivers are coming here tonight. I certainly hope they're not going aloft in that hot air balloon and then going to dive out of that. I believe they will still avail themselves of the opportunity to use one of the Wright Brothers specials. So anyway, that'll be the Mighty Taco Skydivers later on if they can get through the cold air up in the upper atmosphere. I'm sure they will do that in a great job. So as the field gathers up there in turn number 4, the Corbo Oldsmobile pace car comes off. Their green flag is out, and heat number 1 for the late models is underway. Side by side into turn number 1 and 2. Weaver on the inside, Barber up high. Then Feeblecorn and Sisti battle it out. Door handle into turn number 3 and 4. Out of that 4 turn. First lap leader is Tim Weaver, car number 79. Side by side for 3rd and 4th. John Barber running 2nd. Mike Feeblecorn is 3rd. Pete Sisti back to 4th, and car number 50, Danny Kuhnman, is moving through the pack in a hurry as they head for turn number 3 and 4. Vern Bliss trying to pass Kuhnman out of that 4th turn and down the main straightaway. Out of the 2nd turn, onto the backstretch. Tim Weaver with the lead. John Barber holding that 2nd spot. Mike Feeblecorn is up to 3rd, but here comes Barber. Barber looks to the inside, looking for room to pass the 79 of Tim Weaver. Good battle for some first-time competitors here at the Speedway. Danny Kuhlman in 50, the 6 of Vern Bliss, and the 22 of Mike Stahl worked up on a great battle for that 5th, 6th, and 7th positions as the front 4 cars, freight train, single file, past the stands and into turn number 1 and 2. Mike Feeblecorn back in the 3rd spot, car number 10, trying to close up on John Barber. In the meantime, Vern Bliss starting to get a little more familiar with that number 6. Goes to the inside and makes a pass on car number 50 of Danny Kuhlman. Kuhlman says, "Oh, no, he didn't, Mr. Announcer," and brings right back alongside him into turn number 1 and 2. Out of that 2nd turn, we watch the action back in that position into turn number 3 and 4. Kuhlman up high, Vern Bliss down low, car number 6 and Mike Stahl right tight behind him as they head for turn number 1 and 2. Out of that 2nd turn and down the back straightaway. Kuhlman in the 50, Bliss in the 6, Stahl around the outside to pass Vern Bliss as they head into turn number 3 and 4. We now swing our sights to the front of the field where Tim Weaver continues to lead, car number 79, but the battle is now shaping up for the 2nd spot. John Barber running 2nd, car number 01, and the number 10 of Mike Feeblecorn starting to close in the battle for 2nd as they head for turn number 1 and 2. The white flag is shown to the field. 1 lap to go. One more time around. Tim Weaver up in front. John Barber 2nd. Mike Feeblecorn is 3rd. Out of the 4th turn, they head for the finish line, and Tim Weaver wins it, car number 79. John Barber finishes 2nd, car number 01. The 10 of Mike Feeblecorn is 3rd. Pete Sisti is 4th, and it's 50, 22, and 6 as they come over the line in that order. The 2nd heat for the late models is forming up in the lineup chute right now, and they're just about ready to head trackside. But right now, the winner of heat number 1 is in victory lane. Let's bring him in with a nice round of applause for number 79, Tim Weaver. Eddie's Restaurant and Pioneer Motorsport among the many great sponsors on Tim Weaver's car number 79, right there in victory lane. The pace car is pulled over in the pit area, is going to swing around and pick up the field, and we'll be ready to bring out the 2nd qualifying heat for the late models momentarily. So to move things along, the 79 of Tim Weaver is not even going to take a victory lap. He stopped to be acknowledged here on the main straightaway, waves it off, says, "I'm heading for the pits. Work to be done on the car." 2nd heat, pulling onto the track, and here's Rick Mooney.
Thank you, Larry Dye, as the field of cars will be competing in the second 10-lap qualifying heat for the NASCAR Late Model Pro Stocks move trackside behind the Ron Corbel Olds pace car. Let's go over the starting grid for you. Up in front, the 1993 Holland Speedway Late Model Champion making his first start of the 1994 season tonight in the Budweiser 100, driving car number 28. That's Eldon King out of Delavan. On his outside, in the Snap-on Tools number 9 out of Glenwood, Sonny Whitmire. Row number 2 to the inside. In the Tracer number 36. That's Tommy Richards out of Walworth in the 36. On his outside, set to go in the Hengar Excavating number 77 out of West Seneca, Jimmy Clark. Row number 3, inside lane. In the Budweiser Triat Distributing Speedway Racing Bodies number 04 out of Webster, racing Danny Mason. On his outside, driving the Renaissance Stevens Electric number 78 from East Amherst, John Hine. And the last car in the 7-car starting grid, car number 8, the Hendershot Racing number 8 from Vestal, New York, the 1994 Tioga Speedway Modified Track Champion. That's Rick Zacharias. 7 cars set to go 10 laps in the second of 3 late model pro stock qualifying heats. The winner of this qualifying heat will start in position number 8 for the Budweiser 100. Eldon King sitting on the pole. Eldon actually had the 8th fastest time trial time, which gave him the pole for the second qualifying heat. Here they come out of turn number 4. The green flag is on and we are racing. Eldon King jumps into the lead in car number 28. Sonny Whitmire in second. Jimmy Clark gets around Tommy Richards for the number 3 spot. Here comes John Hine in car number 78, challenging Tommy Richards for position number 4. Eldon King leads the field out of turn number 2. Opens up a lead over Sonny Whitmire. Eldon King quickly putting some distance between himself and the 9 of second place Sonny Whitmire. Jim Clark in the 77 parks himself on the rear deck lid of the Whitmire number 9 as they race through turns 1 and 2. Tommy Richards in car 36 holding on to position number 4. John Hine in the 78 completes the top 5 at this point. Eldon King circles out of turn number 4. Continues to add to his lead advantage over the second place number 9 of Sonny Whitmire. Whitmire in turn keeping tabs on the number 77 of third place Jim Clark. The field has strung themselves out now over the length of about a straightaway as Eldon King continues to lead from his pole position in car number 28. Whitmire, Clark, Richards, Hine, Mason, and Zacharias trail in that order. Eldon King clicks off another lap, 6 down, 4 to go in the second qualifying heat. As Sonny Whitmire has now opened up a little bit of an advantage between himself and third place Jimmy Clark in the 77. The parallel flag's now showing. Eldon King in the 28 is out for an early Saturday evening cruise here in the second qualifying heat. He's never been threatened at all from the opening green flag, moving right into the lead and has just simply driven away from the field. Likewise, Sonny Whitmire, once he disposed of Jimmy Clark in the early going, has had no problem at all holding on to second place. We're on the final go-around in the second qualifying heat for the late model pro stocks. Eldon King looking for his first checkered flag in his first competitive race of 1994. Here he comes with the victory. Eldon King finishing second. Sonny Whitmire, Jimmy Clark is third. Tommy Richards fourth. John Hine completes the top 5. Eldon King picking up the victory, his first competitive race of 1994, and it's a checkered flag. And that's a car that's fresh out of the box. It made its debut during Hot Laps a week ago. He brought it out for warm-ups, although he did not compete in the racing action last Saturday night. This is its maiden voyage in a race in car number 28, and he drives it to the win here in the second qualifying heat for the late model Pro Stocks, the 1993 Holland Speedway late model champion. Ladies and gentlemen, let him hear you for the first time in 1994, Eldon King.
And as we welcome back Eldon King, we remind you that Rick Zacharias does have a guaranteed starting spot in the feature, having won a qualifying race at Apple Valley Speedway. Rick Zacharias, very active in the modifieds over at Owego Speedway, now renamed, of course, to Tioga County. But Rick Zacharias used to drive in a modified, 2,500 pounds of minimum weight on one of those, compared to almost 3,100 pounds. So he's handling about 600 more pounds of race car in one of his very rare appearances here at Holland International Speedway. So Zacharias in the 8th rode around at the back of the pack. However, he does have a guaranteed starting position out of that qualifying race that he won at Apple Valley Speedway. The third qualifying heat for the NASCAR late models is about to report on the Speedway. But back in victory lane, he said, "Where's the noise? Where's the crowd? I used to hear a lot of noise here. He couldn't hear any this time around. Let's try it again for the winner, Eldon King." Third heat of the evening for the Winston Racing Series Late Model Pro Stocks now reports on the Speedway and on the pole, the winner of last Saturday night's late model feature, the Rucker Lumber number 65, the driver George Scora. On the outside of row number 1, car 0, John Spores. Second row on the inside is the 66 out of Olean, Mark Donahue. On the outside, number 51, Dave Siles. 3 back on the inside is the 53 of Frank Catalano, while on the outside, car number 21 of John Conti. At the back of the pack, car number 07 is Jeff Robinson. And this is the lineup for qualifying heat number 3. I believe after this we're going to have our match race for enduro cars by the looks of the numbers and appearance of the cars over there in the lineup chute, so a lot of racing headed your way. So as the field circles the Speedway, getting the motors warmed up, a little heat into the tires, the white flag is shown to the field, indicating they should take the green next time by. George Cora on the inside of the front row, car number 65. Johnny Spores on the outside into 0. The 66 of Mark Donahue, the 51 of Dave Siles, the 53 of Frank Catalano, the 21 of John Conti, and the 07, it's Jeff Robinson. Starting lineup, heat number 3 for the late models. Cars in formation as they head into that number 3 and 4 turn with George Cora and Johnny Spores up in the front row, ready to lead the field into battle as they head off that 4th turn onto the main straightaway. Doug Carnes looks them over. The green flag is out, and heat number 3 is underway. As they head for the number 1 and 2 turn, George Cora with an early lead. Car number 65, the 0 of Spores is second. Donahue now third. Car number 66, Catalano up to 4th in the 53. Out of that 4th turn, George Cora with the lead on lap number 1. Johnny Spores in the 2nd spot. The battle is back in the pack with this straight-up start as Frankie Catalano in 53, Dave Siles in 51, John Conti in 21, and Jeff Robinson in 07 as George Cora leads the pack out of that 4th turn and down the main straightaway. Scora with the lead into turn number 1 and 2. Spores trying to reel him in with a team shelter, car 0. Mark Donahue running in the 3rd spot into turn number 3 and 4, and the battle now shaping up for 4th between Frank Catalano and car number 53 being challenged by Dave Siles, car number 51. The lead battle down the back straightaway as Spore starts to close on Skora as they head into turn number 3 and 4. George Skora with the lead, car number 65. He may not know that John Spores is back there because I believe George told us in Victory Lane he does not run with a rear view mirror. So Spores could be sneaking up on Skora without Skora knowing it. I bet you he senses his presence as they head out of that fourth turn down the main straightaway. And here comes Spores to the inside. He gets into Skora. Spores down on the inside, and boy, George Skora knew he was there then as he got right into the side of him, and that brings out a caution flag. Yeah, talk about sensing a presence, about as subtle as a bazooka. Well, the caution flag is out, and I think we're going to see a new leader. It's going to be Mark Donahue, car number 66, as John Spores gets to restart at the back of the pack, right along with George Skora. So all cars involved in the incident that caused the caution are afforded the opportunity of starting in the rear. When they do that, they go back, the others move up, and look who's leading. It's Mark Donahue, car number 66. Alongside of him, it's Frank Catalano, car number 53. The 51 of Dave Siles, the 21 of John Connie, the 07 of Jeff Robinson. These are the guys who were putting on the battle back there earlier in this event. As the field circles slowly out of the number 4 turn, they prepare to receive the white flag, indicating they should take the green for the restart the next time by. 6 laps have been completed in this qualifying heat. 4 laps to go. Mark Donahue with the lead. Frank Catalano right alongside him. Frankie with a good recovery, both physically and race car wise, after a devastating crash hard onto the outside barrier in turn number 4. They had to use the jaws of life to tear the car apart. They brought him out on a backboard. They mercy flighted him into Buffalo, and he was home the next day, and then they went to work on the race car, and they've got it back in action, and we're talking about number 53, Frank Catalano. The lights are off on the Holland Speedway pace car, prepares to turn left into the infield. The green flag is out. The restart is underway, and they head for turn number 1 and 2. Frank Catalano with an early lead, car number 53. Frankie with the lead, the 66 of Donahue on the inside. Siles and Connie locked up right behind him into turn number 3 and 4. Out of the fourth turn, onto the main straightaway. Donahue goes to the inside, and the 07 and the 65 get together here on the main straightaway, and Jeff Robinson fights for control all the way through turns number 1 and 2, finally gets it back on the racing surface. Frank Catalano with the lead out of that fourth turn down the main straightaway with 2 laps to go. 2 more times around. Catalano with the lead. Donahue is second. Siles is third and being challenged by Connie. And here comes John Spores. He's followed by George Skora. Spores to the inside of Connie. Into turn number 3 and 4. The white flag is out. 1 lap to go. 1 more time around. Frank Catalano trying to hold on to that lead to reward his pit crew for their hard hours of work to restore that car to racing condition. Through turn number 3 and 4, onto the main straightaway, home for the checker, it's Frank Catalano. Mark Donahue is second, the 51 of Dave Siles is third, Johnny Spores fourth in the 0. And the next event is going to be a race of champions or something like that out of our enduro cars. They're coming down to just give a little sample of the activity that we're going to see here Monday night. We're going to run figure 8s and enduros here Monday night. So we just want to tell you about that and why these enduro cars are being here in kind of a preview of that Monday night event. But right now, a lot of you folks sat here and held your breath while they brought the driver out of this car. We're delighted to see him back. It's a real recognition for his pit crew. Let's really hear it for number 53, Frank. Welcome back, Catalano. Well, Frank Catalano said, I soaked up every bit of those cheers and applause. None of it got over to the pit so my crew can hear it. They deserve the recognition for bringing that car back to racing condition. Let's hear it again for Frankie Catalano. So as Frankie Catalano